So today we're just going to be chatting about your online presence. So it kind of seems simple, but there's some things that we can do that we should be doing, whether we've been selling for years and years or we're new. We just kind of want to, pay attention to what our online presence looks like. So quite frankly, NAR says that above 70% of people that we come in contact with will Google us. They want to check us out. They want to, maybe look for reviews. They want to, see what our online presence looks like. So, whether we know them or not, that's all mixed in there. Above 70% are basically checking us out maybe before they commit to work with us, or if they've committed to work with us, they're still checking us out. So that's kind of the reason why we want to sort of pay attention and be well aware of our online presence. the second
Hey,
part the second part of it
yeah, sorry about last night. Dad,
the second part of it is um just being able to be found when you're Googled. So basically like SEO and things like that. We want to appear in searches. We want to grow our online presence, so we have a chance to show up in a search that someone may be doing just generically. So kind of think of it, along those lines. I just have a couple slides, and then I'm just going to literally go online, start Googling some things, pull up a couple platforms, and just kind of start the process of creating profiles on real estate websites. So that's kind of what we're going to do. So again, when we kind of just talk about an online strategy, so one of the first things you want to do is just Google yourself. Hey, if someone else is Googling you, Google yourself and know what they're seeing. We want to know, like, is there incorrect info? Do I need anything updated? Is my information out of date? Am I not showing up in places that I should? Things like that. So if they're doing it, we want to Google ourselves and kind of get ahead of what they're seeing. So that's the first piece. The next one, just to kind of get an idea, and again, we'll do this live in just a second, but so just go to Google and just type in real estate agent near me. And very unlikely that an agent name is going to come up, but you will see Zillow, you'll see Realtor, you'll see a bunch of websites. And the goal is to go through them and create a list of platforms that you can create a profile on. Or if you have one, when was the last time you updated it? So Zillow, Realtor, Yelp, there's a bunch of websites we can go to and just create a profile that says, hey, this is me, this is my headshot. I'm a real estate agent in your market, and you can pick zip codes and things like that. So that's kind of a big piece of what we want to do, is sort of create that list. And again, we'll go online and check that out in a second. Yeah, and just a side note, as always, any questions, unmute yourself, throw it in chat. If anyone has anything to add to this, kind of what I'm chatting about, whether it's now or when we're online, anything you've experienced or gone through, as always, please unmute yourself. Would love to hear from you. So Googling that real estate agent near me is what we want to do, is start a list of platforms. So if you do not have a Zillow profile, or maybe you have one and can't find it, or you have one and haven't checked it out in a while, it still needs to make your list. Like, I either need to create one, or I need to go check it out and maybe update my headshot. When was the last time your biography was updated? Things like that. So we definitely want to sort of create this list and start working on it. And I'll probably mention this a few times. And if I see Joshua's on here, so Joshua is a new agent that I would have had a call with. So I've said this before. This might not be this might not be something that you just do in a day. Like you might not just be able to take 2, 3, 4 hours and sort of like, I'm going to bust this out. So if this sort of process, if this little project takes you a month to do, let it take a month to do. You know, if you do, okay, I'm gonna Google it and make my list today, and then I'm gonna move on to some other stuff. And then tomorrow I'm gonna go on Zillow and I'm gonna create a profile. And then tomorrow that's all I'm gonna do. And then, 2 days from now, I'm going to create one on Realtor. That's fine. One of the things that we'll often do is think about this, want to do it, and then I'll wake up this morning and go, well, it's quite a process. I'm not quite sure how to get started. I'll do it tomorrow. And then guess what? 2 months go by, 6 months go by, a year go by, and we still don't have an online presence. So don't let that happen. So just make a little business plan just for your online strategy and set a goal. If 2 months is a goal, let it be 2 months. If you want to bust it out in an afternoon, by all means. But also know that anytime you're doing something online, look, something may appear online right away, but for Google to sort of, they do a lot of investigative work in the background. They want to make sure it's you. They want to make sure that you're actually a real estate agent. They're going to check out the profile and then start building your online presence. So nothing really, even though you may create a profile and it'll be there, but for it to start making making the list when someone Googles you, or making a difference with Google SEO, that's like a 4 to 6 week process with Google at least, because they're just they nothing just happens immediate. They're checking things out, they're making sure everything's good, and sort of building your SEO a little bit slower. So kind of think about that. So the quicker we start this, the better. So what do I need? This is going to be a short list of really what you need to get started. Besides creating the list, like, okay, I'm going to go to Zillow and create a profile, and I'm going to go to Realtor, make your list. But what else do you need? An up-to-date biography. So if you have not written one, or same thing, you've been an agent for a while and have not updated your biography, that's key. So if someone is Googling us, or if someone finds a profile about us, they want to see who you are. So I'll just throw that one up there. So updated headshot. They want to see who you are. They want to read a little bit about you, biography, and they would love reviews. So we'll kind of chat about all that. But the biography, I'm the type that, man, if I sit down and kind of start the biography, man, it could take me days to write it. Just I would go back and look at it and update it, and then I go back and look at it. You can use, AI, so you can use Chat GPT to help you write your biography. Throw some info in there, let it kind of fluff it, reread it, tweak it, make sure there's nothing, certainly anything, ethics wise with us, because Chat GP doesn't really, know what we can and can't say type, so, but, just as a side note is Chat GPT can help you write your biography, or worst case, we need to write it, or if we have one, read it. If we have dates in there, if we say, some agents say, hey, I've sold millions in 2022. Well, that needs to be updated, to 2024. And, so we definitely want to check that. Another side note, biography, really folks want to learn, know about us. They don't want to just know that I've sold, multi-million dollar agent year after year. Like they may or may not care about that. They want to know who I am. They'd like to hear that I like sports or horses, or hey, I go to this church, or my kids play soccer, or they just want to know a little bit about you. So sell the real estate side. If you are a full-time agent, or whatever you can say, I care for my clients and love working hard for them. I love houses. This is a dream career. Whatever. But also throw in some personal stuff, because that's really you know, kind of what they're looking for if they Google us or find a profile of ours, is they want to know about us. Like, do I have a connection with them? You know, do I see myself working with them? That type of thing. So kind of, you know, definitely pay attention to that when you're either writing or updating your biography. And then you know, just a plan and do it. So like I said, you know, don't let this go by 2 months, 3 months, 4 months and go, oh, I still haven't done that, but I'll wait till tomorrow. You know, start it today. Start one little thing today. And then just, you know, I'm going to do it an hour a day. I'm going to do it, you know, an hour every other day. I'm going to put 2 hours a week into this, whatever. And then start chipping away at it and actually, you know, and actually get it done. So I am going to stop sharing. Any questions so far? I mean, that was kind of simple, but when we get into sort of being online, you know, maybe we'll be able to maybe we'll have a few more questions. So I am just going to share my screen again. We're just going to be at a Google page. So, you know, again, this, you know, when I said just go to Google, you know, one of the things I said was to Google yourself. Another thing I said was is to real estate agent near me. So, you know, the one thing we don't know is when someone goes to Google to look for a real estate agent, to Google you, what they type. You know, I said real estate agent near me. Someone else might have said, I need a real estate agent. Someone else might type, you know, the best agent near me, you know, whatever. So we don't really ever know. So if you're interested, you can kind of, you know, definitely type in a few different Google search options, you know, type, you know, Google searches and see what comes up. But in general, this is the one that I wanted you to do, is we're going to use this one to create that list of platforms. So I'm just going to do that. And as always, you know, different sites come up, you know, each time you Google, and then really depending on what you type in. So if I did type in best real estate agent near me, I probably would get a different, you know, list of websites. But if you didn't know, and it's important to know that Yelp is, you know, if that was if they paid to be up top, you would see a sponsored, it would say sponsored up here. That means they paid to be up top. They did not pay to be up top, and Yelp is coming up as one of the #1 search sites for a real estate agent. So my question is, do you have a profile that says you're a real estate agent on Yelp? That's one that needs to make your list. You know, I need to create profiles on Yelp is one. And then as you're scrolling down through here, you're gonna see other real estate companies. And we know that we cannot create a profile on another real estate company. So we're gonna skip those. For instance, Remax. Like, that's a real estate company. I can't create a profile on Remax because it's for their agents. They can't create one on ERA. So Yelp is one. Here's realtor.com. That needs to make the list. And I'm not going to go through this totally. Zillow, that needs to make the list. But what I would ask you to do, Fast Expert, that's not a real estate company. I'd click on it and try to create a profile on Fast Expert. And you can, by the way. But what I would tell you to do is go really as many pages as you want. You know, get to the second page and see where you can keep creating this, you know, these profiles. Thumbtack, find a real estate agent near you. That means I can create a profile on that. That's not a real estate company. And, you know, so again, just continue to go down this list really as far as you want, and just make a list. And, you know, so there should be 5, there should be 10, there should be 15 places where you want to go create a profile that says, I'm a real estate agent. I'm a real estate agent. I sell in Cincinnati or Southwest Florida or, you know, Cleveland, wherever. That's the idea. So just page after page, just make a list, even if you're not sure. Like honestly, I've never seen this house Houzz, but that would make my list and it will make mine. And I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to check this out and I'm going to see if if I can create a profile that says I'm a real estate agent. So if you're not sure, put it on the list. If you go back and go, oh gee, I can't create one. Okay, well you can't. But I'm 2 pages in and I have 5 already. So, going 3, 4, 5 pages in, get as many as you can, get as many options as you can. Yahoo is still out there. I mean, there will be quite a few more, homes.com. There'll be quite a few more websites and platforms that you can, add to your list to create a profile. So just to show you, and again, not going to go through each one, but if you have any questions when you're doing this, don't hesitate to reach out. But I actually, let me see if this is where I wanted to go. So this is Zillow. So this is just the homepage of Zillow, Zillow.com. And you will see up in the upper right, find an agent. And on the left is looking for pros. So that's where the consumer will go, to find a real estate agent or whatever. But on the right, you'll see I am a pro. And you also see, where you can create a free profile. So if I just go here, I'm actually just going to go to this page. So if you get to this page, this is, as a pro, create a free profile. So you'd put your email in there, and I can't because I already have one, but, and then hit submit, and you will actually create a profile on Zillow that says you're a real estate agent. And then, of course, once that's created, figures. Let me just log in here quick. Oh, come on, I just changed my password. I'll try to log in, but just so you know, once you have created this, what you'll do is log in and you'll be able to update your headshot. I'm going to see if I can get to my dashboard. And of course, it's not letting me. But so anyway, so I was, and again, some of these sites will try to get you to upgrade and pay something and buy leads. Of course, that's their goal. And you might get beat up with some emails like, hey, do you want to become a Zillow Premier agent? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Just know you do not have to do that. Like you can just create the profile. But when after you create this initial one, go to your dashboard and that's where you want to upload your headshot, your updated biography, say where you're selling real estate, and then you're done. You can literally just move on to the next one. Now I'm going to go to realtor.com. So if I go to realtor.com, this is the last one I'll show you, but I do want to show you the ease of getting to realtor.com. And again, if I have a profile, I want to log in and check out check out what I'm saying in it. Is my, do I need a new headshot? Is my biography old? Did I change areas that I'm selling? You want this updated all the time, because if someone finds it and asks you a question, there's nothing worse than having outdated data, or if they do find you and you didn't ever put a headshot in, or your biography is missing. We got one shot to find, to grab these people. So if they find me somewhere, I better have my profile ready so they look at it and go, oh, okay, so that's what Wayne looks like. Oh, here's Wayne's biography. So I read a little bit about him. Cool. Let me ask him a question. In kind of along the lines of us not knowing, what they're going to Google, or when they're going to Google, or when they're going to, just Google us. we never know when someone's going to show up on realtor.com or Zillow. Well, we know a lot of folks end up on Zillow, but we just don't know when they might just click to ask a question and we want to show up. And if we show up, headshot, biography, so then they'll follow through. So it's super important. So if I go to realtor.com and I click find realtors, this is just where we can actually let me just show you. If I do sign up, so this is where a customer will, create a realtor.com account. And then they're just looking for homes. If I just look at this bottom, it says, "Are you a real estate agent?" Right below, email me a link. Are you a real estate agent? You can either log in or create an account. And if I click create account, if I don't have one, here's create your realtor.com pro account. Free. You'll see on this left side, claim your free agent profile. And again, they may try to sell you leads. I don't do that. But create your realtor.com profile, same headshot as you have on Zillow and Yelp and all the other ones, same biography. So upload your picture, copy and paste your biography, answer a few other questions. This is where I sell, these are my zip codes, etc. You're done. Move on to the next one. Go to Yelp. Okay, where do I find that? And I want to create a profile that says I'm basically a business on Yelp. Put your address down and then create those profiles. So that's why I want to do that just consistently. I want to make my way down the list. And once you start this, in reality, you're gonna you're gonna be like, oh geez, here's my headshot, here's my biography, here's my zip codes that I sell. Zillow, for one, will allow you to add your past sales to kind of build your profile. It'll track them once you have your account. But if you want to go back, a year or two, you can say, hey, these are all the houses I've sold, things like that. So, you'll want to take the time to make the profile as updated and as populated as you can. But just realize having that profile is the number one thing. So, any questions so far? All right. Well, hopefully this is helpful. I am going to show you, and I could go through our agents and pull up any number of agents, and their Google search is really good. But I'm just gonna pull one of them up. So John DeCurtains is a real estate agent with us in Cincinnati, consistently one of our top agents, top 10 in ERA consistently. So I just kind of use him, but he's done a great job on building his online presence. So all I'm going to say is this is what we want our Google search to look like. So whether someone types in John DeCurtains and leaves it, if they type in real estate agent, if they type in John DeCurtains ERA, whatever they end up typing, we want this is kind of what we want. So ERA shows up first, so that'll get him to his contact page and then his website. Here is just his website, but then you'll see realtor.com, Facebook. Then he's got his Google page is up to date with, right there. So you can click on those. And then it just keeps going, So his whole page, he uploaded videos to YouTube, Instagram, so they show up on his page. And then so it's, his Instagram and then UpNest. So that's his first page of his Google search. And every single one of them says that he's a real estate agent in Cincinnati. One of them somewhere. Oh, even his Instagram gets it to his. He lives and sells in Anderson Township, so it's it even gets to that far. So that is ideally what your first page looks like. So when someone Googles you, according to NAR, the 70+% of folks that Google us, or someone that Googles us that, oh, you got to use John. He's a great agent. Before I call John, I'm going to go, I'm one of those. over 70% of us will go home and Google him and be like, well, I'm going to check out John real quick before I just reach out to him. And then they pull this up, and it's very clear that John's a real estate agent. He sells for ERA Real Solutions. He's in Anderson, which is just East Cincinnati. It's so cool to see this page, and this is just page one. So, and I'm not going to click further, but that is ideally what your first page looks like. And if I clicked, I'd be, maybe John doesn't have a Yelp profile yet. Maybe he needs that. Maybe he doesn't have one on homes.com or whatever. So it's like you kind of want to be on this consistently. But again, if you're new or you haven't done this, you're likely to be, maybe ERA, and then maybe Facebook or maybe Instagram is sort of connected because you talk about being a real estate agent, you have a business page on Facebook and things, two or three versus a whole page. That's what we want to change if we haven't updated. And when, I was talking about Zillow and Realtor and Yelp, but just as important, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or X, whatever, those plus the Zillow, the Realtor, the Yelp, the homes.com, et cetera, et cetera. So, we have a chance to really build this up. And, the more your biography talks about where you sell, that you're a real estate agent, that you're in Cincinnati or you're in Anderson Township. And then, every profile is going to say that. And then your LinkedIn's and your socials, you're talking about Anderson Township and Anderson Township. Well, guess what? You're highly likely to actually come up in a Google search from someone in Anderson Township looking for a real estate agent once your page looks like this. So, it's just super important to realize what this can do for you, not only if someone Googles you, but to, sort of build your business and have your name come up in searches or, just general searches from the public. So that's super, super important. And it's creating, it's creating that list, and it's starting to check them off. Starts with having your headshot, and all you gotta do is just have it. Like, it's right in my pictures folder. I know right where it is. Where's your biography? All you gotta do is copy and paste it, and then you're gonna answer some questions when you're in your Zillow profile. Like I said, zip codes and, answer a few questions. Yes, I do residential. Do you do commercial? Will you do short sales? Like, whatever. And then fill that out. And then you're just going to go to the next one, and it'll be a different format on realtor.com because obviously it's a different platform, but it's still going to be, here's your headshot, here's your biography, answer some questions. What are your zip codes? And you literally just continue that platform after platform. And in weeks, they start formulating under you when someone Googles you. So again, that's really the idea behind building an online presence. So two other things that I'm going to mention are reviews. So you can get reviews on a lot of these platforms. And I haven't found an easy way yet to get a review. There's not one link that, oh, fill this review out and it'll go to Zillow and Realtor and ERA and, because everyone kind of wants their own reviews, and they want you to go to Zillow and leave a review and then go to realtor.com and leave a review. So there's not an easy way to do this. But what I've always done was, send one review from ERA and get them to fill that out. And then maybe if and we know our folks, we know, hey, geez, I'll be lucky if I get one out of them. Some people are like, I'll help you out, but send the ERA one. Hey, this one would really help me out. And then send a Zillow one. Like, I know you filled this one out, but this would really help me. And then the next person, send the ERA and then send a realtor, and then send a ERA and then send a Yelp, and start chipping away at actually having reviews on these platforms, because then it's really going to make a difference with how you show up in your SEO. And when they get to your profile, they'll see 5 stars and see the review that someone left, and then 2 reviews and 3 reviews, kind of build that up. So that's a big piece, sort of the back half of the push. When you have the profiles, let's start building them up. So I don't need to go into Zillow and if I have a new pit headshot or a new biography, yeah, I want to update it. If I need to change zip codes, yes, I need to update it. But I don't need, I don't post on my Zillow. I don't, post on my realtor.com. So once I get it done, other than reviews or maybe an update, they just kind of sit there. Well, the difference is when I look at LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, now those, I create the profile, and at that point, if I'm going to stay active, if I want it, if I kind of want to advertise that I actually have an Instagram and in a Twitter, in a LinkedIn, in a Facebook, I kind of need to figure out how to be active on those because it's not good if I'm like, oh, check out my Instagram, and I haven't posted a single thing about real estate, or I haven't posted on it in weeks, you know, that's gonna be discouraging for a customer or a client or someone that found it because I said, oh, I have an Instagram. So, be careful with those. Just having one out there, but if I'm advertising it saying, hey, check out my social medias, I better be active on them. So if I want to be active on just Facebook, that's okay, but be active on Facebook. So if someone finds it, goes to it, checks it out, I'm posting things and I'm active on it and I'm talking about real estate and maybe a listing, whatever, but it's definitely real estate related, and I'm posting daily, every other day, a couple times a day, and then a day off, whatever. So that's kind of different. So the Zillows and the Realtors get it done, then update with some reviews. But the social, if I'm going to have it and I'm going to advertise it, figure out how to be active on it. And of course, using the social tool in Leverage, you can schedule out your Instagram and Facebook. So, I mean, you could just create, grab things and it'll post it for you. You can do it for the whole year if you want. So it's one less thing you got to do. So think about that. But then, of course, you're gonna post occasionally, like, oh, I went and showed this awesome house today, or I can't believe I get to do this, every day. I love my career. You're going to add some extra stuff. But, just know, there are tools that we have that will help us post in auto post. So we don't have to, worry about that as much. So definitely two different things, but both are super important. We just got to realize what's right for us. Where do we want to be? What do I want to be active on? And kind of go with it. All right. So that is what I wanted to chat about today. Any questions? Anyone sort of have or want to add anything? Please, just unmute yourself or throw it in chat. But otherwise, hopefully this was helpful to kind of get our mind going. Again, if you guys need absolutely anything when you kind of get into this, you can reach out. But I'm going to pause for a second and just see if anybody has anything. Make sure nothing in chat. All right. Well, I will let you guys go then. Thank you so much for joining today. Um, oh, do you guys, I mean, I'm happy Jim just mentioned, did you touch on Moxie website? I'm happy to, um, let me, let me just log in quick. I will show you guys quick let me make sure I'm logged into Leverage, then I'll share my screen. I probably oh no, I am still in. All right. Yeah, thanks, Jim. I appreciate you. Just as a refresher, your Moxie website. So this is the main website that ERA offers now. Most of the time, I have found some agents that have done a great job building their online presence, but most of the time when someone Googles you, the ERA piece is going to be one of the first, if not first or second piece that comes up in your Google search. So super important that we go into MoxieWorks and make sure that our website is up and running. And there's an hour, I don't even know if it's an hour, 45 minutes to an hour long session I did on the Moxie website. Just kind of what you need to do to get it to where if someone finds it, they're going to get what they need and they can look for a house. So that is in the Agent Hub, in the Learning Library. And if you just go to the top and type website, that training will come up. So just if when you're ready, or if you need kind of a full version of the Moxie website session to work on your website, you can go to that training. But I am just going to show you. So in Leverage, Agent Tools, MoxieWorks, and then just click on log into MoxieWorks. And then if we just go to my website, so this is the sort of the back office page of your website. So this is where I take that session and go through, again, not in depth by any means, but just enough so if someone finds your website, they see you, see your biography, and learn a little about you, and then they can look for a house. So it's like, they're not going to look, get to you. We don't want them to get to your website, and be like, well, that's disappointing, and then bolt. So, we want to do 3 or 4 things and just have them get to it when they find it, when they Google you, when they, just find it from ERA.com and like, well, I'm looking in Cincinnati, and then find an agent type thing. We want them to look for a house and then either ask about it or just in general ask you a question. And then, of course, that just becomes a lead to you. So this page, again, in that session for in the Learning Library and Agent Hub, we'll just take, this page and kind of do a full breakdown of the basic things that you need to do. So definitely worth, doing this. A few things. If you have a biography and you've created it, updated it, have some changes, you actually can add it into, I just clicked on this personalize your homepage. So you can actually update your biography here, but if you will also email it to me, and then I actually add it in our back office, and it ends up in 2 different places. So kind of quirky, but just a little side note, if you have a biography that you've just done, updated, whatever, add it here and then send it to me. So that's one piece. And then the other quirky piece, yeah, so I'm gonna I'm gonna show you about the social media. So let me just go back to this page. And so you will see this piece here that says add your social media links to your site. And I have not figured out this, why they do this yet, but when I click go there, magically these settings appear and it looks like I can, add it. Unfortunately, the way the system's set up is you cannot add these. So I need to add those in the back office. So if you want to add any of your social media links, and you'll see, these are the 8 that we offer that we can actually add, and it links to our website. And then, this is a great SEO piece, having your website or Facebook, your Facebook link on your website. It just sort of starts a whole Google connection and starts helping SEO. So if you have any of these 8, trust me, we want to get them on your site and have them start linking. But just the way it's set up, you cannot add this. So if you want your social media linked to your website, all you have to do is just email me. So just email me your Facebook link Twitter, any of these that you want, just email me and I will add them. And then in seconds, they'll get added to your website. So kind of quirky, but send me the biography just so I can add it to our back office, as well as you adding it to that homepage. And then your social media links send to me so that I can update them. Again, kind of quirky, but just the way we the way it's set up and the way we have to do that. So just email them to me, and I am actually going to, just to make sure you guys know, I'm going to put my email. So it's just wweaver@erarowsolutions.com. So if you again, you can email me any questions if you need any help, but certainly the biography or the social media links, if you email them to me, I'll update them and then you'll be set. All right. Any other questions? Again, the session on the Moxie website is in Agent Hub Learning Library, and you can do a search within the library and just type in website. That session will come up. But if you guys have any questions whatsoever about this or any of the platforms and things like that, Google the online presence piece, please don't hesitate to reach out. All right. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. This recording will be available. It'll go into the Learning Library either this afternoon or tomorrow morning, just in case you want to rewatch any of the pieces that we went over. But otherwise, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Absolutely. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. Have a great day.